At the edge of the Himalayas, where the morning mist drifts slowly through the trees, lies Rongtong, a quiet birding heaven in West Bengal, India. Here, every call in the forest tells a story, and every trail holds the promise of a new discovery. Join me as we slow down, listen closely, and step into the rhythm of the wild. My birding adventure in the foothills of the Himalayas began the moment I landed at Bagdogra Airport, where I was warmly received by my guide Prabin. From the airport, we drove toward Rongtong as the busy city slowly faded behind us. As the journey continued, we entered the beautiful forests of the Mahananda Wildlife Sanctuary in the Darjeeling district of West Bengal. Soon, we climbed the lower elevations of the Darjeeling hills on our way to Yamfu Homestay. This would be my home for the next 3 days. My stay at Yamfu was comfortable with a spacious room and an attached bathroom. The owners, Mr. and Mrs. Rai, were friendly and hospitable, and the food they served was delicious and homely. After settling in and a late lunch, I grabbed my camera and we headed out to see what the nearby forests had to offer. We stopped our vehicle by the road along the Nurbong tea garden. We heard the call from a blue-bearded bee-eater, but it was gone even before I could see it. My first lifer narrowly missed. We then spotted a beautiful chestnut-headed bee-eater perched gracefully, scanning for its next meal. Nearby thickets were alive with bird activity. We soon found a mixed flock of babblers moving through the bushes. Later, we explored a bit of the tea estate and picked up a few more birds along the forest edges. As the sun dipped behind the hills, the light slowly began to fade. Our final bird of the day appeared, a striking hill myna. After a rewarding start to the trip, we earned this refreshing cup of tea and headed back to the homestay, reflecting on the incredible first day of birding in Rongtong. Plenty of birding can be done just outside the Yamfu Homestay. My first sighting of the day was this golden-fronted leaf bird, perched on a branch and actively preening itself. In the same vicinity, there was a blue-throated barbet welcoming the morning with its loud calls. We spotted a lone Oriental pied hornbill perched high in the tree canopy. Found across South and Southeast Asia, these majestic birds play a vital role as seed dispersers. Walking along the road and up the elevated areas, fog drifts slowly through the forest, and the chilly morning wind feels quietly magical. Walking along this path, I came across a few more birds. An olive-backed pipit and a little bunting, a small passerine bird, and the smallest European bunting. A winter visitor found in farmland, scrubby areas, and open country in northern India. As we continued our walk along this path, we came across a hair-crested drongo, known for its glossy appearance and unique hair-like feathers on its forehead. Soon, we learned that one of our target birds was nearby. Behind one of the houses at the Sepoy Dura village, the vibrant long-tailed broadbill revealed itself. These social birds are found in the Asian tropical forest. They feature a bright green plumage, a black and yellow head, and a distinctive long blue tail. These acrobatic, medium-sized birds inhabit middle to upper forest canopy layers, moving in flocks and feeding on insects and fruits. In the same area, we also came across a few other species of birds. On our way to Shivkhola, another popular birding destination, is a stretch of road popular for bird watching, where we spotted the tiny but fierce collared falconet, one of the world's smallest raptors found across Asia and Southeast Asia. Despite its size, it's a bold hunter, feeding on large insects, small birds, and lizards, caught in quick, darting flights. From here, we drove towards Simring Tea Garden, where we did not see much except for this little flower pecker that was perched on a branch. It was a challenge to photograph this little bird as it was restless and kept flying from branch to branch. We continued our journey towards Shivkhola, where we stopped at the now almost dry Shivkhola river, but there were no birds found. However, we did manage to find a few birds around the Shivkhola temple area. Post-lunch, we decided to visit a bird hide nearby. Walking past homes, we descended down this treacherous path towards the hide. It was pretty steep at places and there was nothing to hold on to. But gradually, we made our way towards the hide. After waiting for what felt like eternity, a rufous sibia showed up, first perching on a branch nearby, and then coming down for a quick sip from the tiny pool below. white-striped tit babbler was next to visit, and it bathed enthusiastically. A female rufous-bellied neeltawa was perched gracefully nearby. The bird activity was low and far in between, and hence I decided to leave from the hide, and that's when I spotted this little furry creature drinking from the pool. A northern tree shrew, a squirrel-like mammal found in the forests and plantations across Southeast Asia. They are active during the day, feeding on insects, fruits, and nectar. From the hide, we decided to make our way towards Shivkhola. Along the way, we came across a few species of birds. As the light faded, we checked on the collared falconets. They were still on the tree, eventually retreating into their small, inconspicuous nest cavity. Back at the homestay, we could hear the haunting call of a brown boobook in the yard, a perfect end to an incredible day too. As usual, I started my morning birding around the homestay and spotted an Oriental pied hornbill perched and preening itself, along with a few other feathered friends nearby. On the way to Shivkhola, we drove along winding roads and came across a flock of long-tailed broadbills. A lone Asian barred owlet was also perched quietly in the jungle, watching the morning unfold. Driving further, we came across yet another Asian barred owlet. It stayed perched for a long time, completely unfazed by my presence. Truly a photographer's dream. We then made our way to check on the collared falconets. The morning was crisp, the sun was out, and love was in the air. The falconet pair were busy making babies. There was also a blue-throated barbet perched on a dead tree nearby. But we kept focusing more on the falconets and observing their behavior. The nest was empty as the pair was out there in the open, either hunting or staying perched on top of the dead tree. Finally, there was one last bird on my target list to photograph, the magnificent great hornbill. Prabin received a call regarding the sighting of a lone great hornbill at the Nurbong village, and so we rushed over. And there it was, perched amongst the dense foliage of a large fruiting fig tree. Also perched on the same tree was a pin-tailed green pigeon, blending perfectly into the leaves. After some waiting, the great hornbill finally popped its head out and took flight. I managed to capture some amazing shots as it moved gracefully across the forest. The great hornbill is one of Asia's largest and most striking hornbills, found in tall evergreen forests of India and Southeast Asia. They feed mostly on fruits, play a key role as forest seed dispersers, and are sadly considered vulnerable due to habitat loss and hunting. With that, we returned to the homestay to check out, bringing our incredible 3-day birding adventure to a close. Stay tuned for part 2 of this 3-part series, where we explore another birding hotspot of North Bengal. If you enjoyed this adventure, then please do like, subscribe and share this video. Also, comment below and let me know if you have visited Rongtong or plan to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.